Alright, and we're live, pal. Once again, baby. So, hey, Andy here. Oh, man. Feels like forever since I was on here, even though it was, like, what, a week? It's kind of my usual, doing it on a week, right? So let's check to see if Discord is showing fuck. Discord updates. Okay, let's see. Hey! Awesome. Awesome possum. It's actually showing it this time because last time it didn't show it live. It did show that it was live on my Discord. So looks like everything is going good. So reading the memes section on my Discord. Shout out to Crocus, man. He's keeping that thing alive. Although I do post in there too, in fairness, but he's like single-handedly, here's your crown, king, right? So yeah, I figured just come on, do a little live stream, TGIF for those living in the hub-on. Haven't drank all my coffee yet, but I did get the cold brew from 7-Eleven today, the Uck Cold Brew Black. Mixed it with a little bit of, oh shit, I threw it out, but a can of Rainbow Mountain Blend. I just threw the can out before I started the stream. Yeah, had everything else except for the lawn pond, man. Yeah, I love the onpon. So this one is coarse onpon. So sometimes you can get it. It's almost like peanut butter. Like the best way. Everybody's like, well, what is like, Anko tastes like? The red bean paste. What does that taste like? I kind of equate it to kind of like sweet refried beans, as far as like texture and everything, and a little bit of taste, but not like savory, just like sweet. I don't know. It's probably a terrible explanation, but like that's the best I can come up with. But I just equate its like prevalence in Japan to like peanut butter in the States. So that would probably be a bit more accurate, even though the flavor is a lot less nutty and more beany. So because I loves me some peanut butter, stands to reason, loves me some onpon, man. Onpon, man. So yeah, feeling pretty good about that. So as far as, now we're getting some viewers in chat. Cool. Alright, so you guys probably seen the title here, making videos again. So the reason behind that is I'm gonna be, well, making videos again, obviously, right? But the reason behind that is because there have been some people who have been reaching out to me wanting to get started over at Lakeland, and initially I was a little hesitant because I'd had some problems with recommending people before. Not with the people themselves, just with how the referral system and everything like that is set up, and wasn't able to, they weren't able to get the referral scholarship, and I wasn't able to get a kickback, but it's kind of whatever for me. It's just a nice little bonus, but I just felt like really bad for them though, because a lot of them came over with little to no money, and going on a little bit helps. If anything, it'll at least cover for books, right? When you're first starting off of college, even if you are on the GI Bill, those first couple months until the checks start coming in are always the roughest. So if I can help anybody out however I can, then definitely want to do that. And I'd recommended 3 people to Lakeland who joined earlier this year, in fact. Started classes and everything. And they didn't award them the referral scholarship because I guess it was just like a small technicality. So they had technically contacted Lakeland before talking to me about it. So they basically like talked to Lakeland. They're like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then they talked to me like, hey man, I found Lakeland through your videos and I already contacted them, and want to do this referral scholarship thing. And I'm like, well, that's awesome, but that's not how it works. You usually have to go through me first. But I just received a lovely email from a viewer who found one of my videos talking about Lakeland, and he's already enrolled and everything. And I even got an email back from Lakeland themselves saying, hey, why don't you talk to this guy? You can get him within the referral scholarship. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I guess they changed their stance there a little bit. So, and because of this, I decided to talk a bit more about my study abroad experience out here in Japan. There's a lot of reasons I kind of stopped talking about it, and I've already documented most of them. Most obviously it's just burnout from making videos for other people. It just didn't leave me with much creatively, and even when I was creatively inspired, I guess, it just I just either didn't have the energy or was like it's kind of this like opportunity cost thing of like, yeah, I can work on this video for myself, or I can get a couple extra bucks if I put out another video for somebody else, or try to talk and get some more clients in or something like that. I just felt like there was always like a bit of a like I said earlier, an opportunity cost in doing my own stuff versus doing stuff for other people. And I'd really struggle with that, as you guys know, because I kept on bitching about it basically on here. It was just like, yeah, like it feels great to be on Team Get Some, get at the Eric Surf 6 merch store. There's your plug, Eric. But yeah, it just felt kind of weird because I was always working for other people and was being really successful at that, and I loved doing that. But at the same time, I felt like I had my own stuff I could contribute to. I could make my own videos. I can still do this, and I still got you guys. So I still wanted to do something, but I was always like kind of torn of like, should I make a video for my channel or should I make a video for somebody else? That's gonna pay me some money. And for most of the time, I took the money because like, poor college student, right? You gotta pangetto, basically, as the Japanese would never say, but I'm saying it now. Damn it, pangetto. So I decided with this semester though that I would do things differently, and that would be to cut back on a lot of my freelance work. I'm not cutting back 100%, but I'm cutting down a significant amount of work. So I quit a couple of jobs, paring down work with Eric Surf 6. I've decided, and I've talked with him about it, he's cool with it, that I would only edit the stuff that I shoot. So that way, if there's any dodgy camera movements or something, I'll just blame myself instead of him, And also, getting paid a little more doesn't hurt, and getting exposure to other people he's collabing with doesn't hurt. And plus, also just from like a health perspective, like getting me out of the house and seeing other people, it just I pretty much do everything from here, like whether it's streaming, school, work, I never have to leave my my guest house, which is in a lot of ways a good thing because I don't have to worry about old Colony Macaroni giving me the business, and I don't have to worry about train fare or any of that other stuff. That's pretty nice. But at the same time, it does come with its own downsides as well, not getting to see everybody on a consistent basis. And I realized that I just kind of created a work prison for myself, essentially. So I decided with this coming semester, coming back to Lakeland, that I would do things a lot differently. So that would be cutting back on freelance work, and then of the freelance work that I'm doing, make it really mean something, so that way I don't burn myself out and I'm out there socializing safely, of course, mask on and all that stuff. But just getting out of the house whenever I can, basically making them muns, pan ghetto, you know. But getting back to the whole making videos thing, so because it does leave me with a bunch of extra time, I do want to work more on my own videos. And so with all these things kind of aligning, for lack of a better term, I've decided to start talking more about my study abroad experience and putting that up on the Indie Japandy channel. And I have a whole list of like study abroad questions. I just kind of got it from some website, I forget, where it's just like people who ask other people who studied abroad, like what are the most like frequently asked questions or something like that. And I figure, originally when I did something like that, I was just going to do it like one video at a time for one question. But I think it would be good to instead of doing it like that, we could kind of compile some of the questions. So maybe answer like 5 or 7 of them a video, depending on how long the questions are. I'm not expecting to make the videos like super duper long, but I'd say like 5 to 7, maybe 8 minutes at most. Put a little bit of meat on them bones as far as video length goes. I gotta train myself to kind of slow down and not try to speed run through the videos, basically, because I have a bad habit of doing that, because I'm always afraid like people are gonna get so bored just hearing me and on, and so and all this other stuff. But you guys like watching my live streams where I do this completely unedited, so that's gotta account for something, right? I gotta have a little more faith in myself, I guess, right? So that's the plan. So we're going to be starting up. It's not going to be a new series. It's going to be Q&A in Japandy, although it's going to veer more towards study abroad type questions. And, once the series gets back going again, I do also want to include questions from you guys as well. So we're going to have this kind of be this system where you guys ask me a whole bunch of questions, put it into videos, and we'll go from there. So, yeah. Yo, Dekwan. Still got a Dekwan with a weekly report. Dayline, Shinjuku. Tikyo Ham has scrubbed his live stream channel to delete evidence that he's not only lost weight, but has added a few lbs. Yeah, fun times. Well, can't say I'm exactly shocked, sadly. Well, I wish he would actually like lose some weight, just for health reasons, if anything, because like it's been covered before of it's become less of a lose some weight so you look good to like, bro, you got a problem, like like you're not gonna last very long. Not a whole lot of guys his size that live to all you guys thinking he's gonna croak at 40, but I'd probably give him mid 40s, maybe early 50s. He doesn't smoke or drink all that often, so that helps. But yeah, he's not gonna live to a ripe old age if he keeps up his current habits. He does give video dating advice even if he was like thinner and stuff, like appearance aside, like this dating advice is just fucking cringe. Or chuggy, I guess, is what the kids are saying. So chuggy, bro. But yeah, it's just a lot of like pickup artist type bullshit. Surprisingly, you can rent mobile scooters out in Japan. I've seen them. They're not that common, but I have seen them for the older folk, not the like morbidly obese folk, but like just older folk who just can't get around anymore. Yeah, he is, isn't he? What up, Game Unlock? He's just coming in with the TKO report, and then we're gonna get back on track here. So appreciate the report and keep up the good work. discuss some of this stuff. So anyway, so getting back to the topic here, I'm feeling really good about making videos again. You know, like I felt like I but I did like sacrifice make my own videos for making videos for other people, just because, you know, I felt success in doing that. Obviously, the financial success more than anything, and being able to help other people, not just, you know, the channels and clients that I've worked for, but also to appeal to their audiences as well. Because like I go, once the videos are posted, you know, I check the comments and just kind of see like where their audiences sit on certain issues, and sometimes I put little Easter eggs in the videos just to see if people are paying attention. Some are more noticeable than others. A lot of them are kind of subtle, just to check to see if people are going into like certain sections of the video, just to see if they've watched that long, or if the edit was remarkable enough to leave a comment on. And surprisingly, I got a lot of comments on some edits. You know, like there was one with Eric Surf 6 where I put in the super mega sir, put in that little soundbite when he was like pretending to throw up. He just went to like a back alley, was like and put in the sir, and just faded to the next scene. Just something really quick. That was in the should I spoil it? Okay, fine. It was in the Shimokitazawa food like food truck video. Not the recent one, but an older one. So just keep your eyes peeled for that one. I forget which section, but that's where it was. But anyway, so I like doing that and kind of seeing, you know, if an audience like likes certain parts of the video, and just kind of pay attention to, oh, they really clicked with this guest, or oh, they really liked it when he said that thing, or showed that particular type of food, or something like that. And so, you know, it's kind of a nice way to sort of like tweak the content and kind of the editing style, because I noticed with like Eric's stuff, you know, he does tend to ramble on a bit. So I've been trying to cut out a lot of unnecessary fluff and make the stories more streamlined and everything like that, while at the same time also adding in like some B-roll. And I still haven't convinced him to do voiceover yet. But I think it's a hill worth dying on, I'd say, just because I think, you know, once he gets in the mindset of he doesn't have to be on camera talking for everything, then we'll get there. I've been watching a lot of like old Anthony Bourdain shows. Like there's his last series, Parts Unknown, was on Netflix, and I was just watching that. And I remember back in the day, back in the Tokyo Kuni days, that he said one of his inspirations for doing his Life in Tokyo series was the Anthony Bourdain No Reservations show that went to Tokyo and actually did the Ice Cream City, like snake and squid ice cream and all that kinds of stuff. And that was one of the popular trends for the J vloggers back in the early days over at Ikebukuro, Sunshine City. But I don't think that shop's around anymore. Probably killed dead after Old Colonial Macaroni, I'd say. Which is kind of sad, because like, could you imagine like some of the J vloggers doing stuff like that today? Hello, today I'm Chris Broad from abroad in Japan, and I've got my friend Natsuki and Shara over here, and we're going to try some snake ice cream, along with squid, and bloody curry. God, I hate curry. If only it had some marmite on it. There's little bong sounds or whatever. This is super ice cream! Or whatever, I don't know. Alright, let's check the comments here. What's the live stream? Him in a Walmart on a mobility scooter giving dating advice. Could you? Oh, Jesus. That's a fucking fever dream right there. Just him just kind of scooting around on his little rascal. Going to the pasta section.
Be like, excuse me, ma'am, have you seen my dad? He shit on my dick. Ah. I'm trying to find the ham, and then they fucked. Ah.
Not gonna lie, that actually would be legit funny. I could actually see him do something like that. Anthony Bourdain could have used some dating was yeah. 24/7 Bourdain, no reservations. Oh shit! Seriously? I know they had the Bob Ross one. I never knew they had a no reservation stream on Twitch. Oh shit! Well, I'm gonna have to check that out afterwards. Got some time before class, so I think we can make it happen. Not gonna do it on live stream for obvious reasons. Well, Copyright Chan will not be kind. Even just saying like a messed up version of the theme, or even just talking about it, will invite the boogeyman or something. But regardless, so moving on. The last video that I put out talking about getting a new camera, so I decided to get the Sony A7C, and thankfully I'll be able to get it at the end of this month. I was just a little short at the beginning of this month to get it, so I gotta wait for the next check to come in, or checks rather, not just from the GI Bill, but from other places, and then we'll be able to get it. And we'll still have plenty of savings to spare, so feeling pretty good about it. You know, I've been wanting to get a new camera for a while. Like, I do love my Panasonic G85, don't get me wrong. I think it's a great camera, especially for the money. Like, my God. Like, I have made back my investment on that camera several times over. You know, that thing was just invaluable to me. But, at the same time, I just kind of recognize, you know, tides are changing, and plus, with that particular camera, there's a lot to love about that camera, you know, but just kind of looking at it now and stuff like that, it just, you know, there's also a lot that where it starts to show its limitations, you know. And plus, with Eric finally getting into the Sony full frame family, say that 3 times fast, I posited the idea that it would be best to have a camera to where if something were to happen to his camera, you know, we could swap parts. And even if we don't need to swap parts, it would be nice to have at least like a B cam in case either he forgets it or we just need it for like a separate angle for a shoot, because, you know, a lot of other YouTubers do that too, like Mark Wiens, Food Ranger. Or are they 2 different people? Oh, either way, Mark Wiens, he's a food guy down in Thailand or Malaysia, somewhere in there. And it always reminds me of whenever we talk about Southeast Asia, the old bad lip reading. Pick up all your floor bags. You're not living in Southeast Asia. Sorry. ADD moment. Anyway, so Mark Wiens does like 2 camera shoots, and I think that's kind of what sold Eric on the idea of, you know, me getting another camera. So yeah, it's gonna be helping me out with that. I've been trying to find good deals on it, but all the A7Cs that are here in Japan are obviously Japanese version, and you know, there's some brands where they have international languages. I think like Canon and Panasonic do that, but Sony definitely does not. It's like the Japanese version or the not Japanese version, which kind of sucks because their cameras are like the fucking bomb. And it's been a while since I've been on the Sony family. As you guys know, I had the Sony CX430 HS camcorder. That was my first foray into the kind of gimbal balanced optical steady shot that they had, where it's kind of like the camcorder version of IBIS, basically. And it was really good. It just blew my mind the first time I saw footage from it, even though there's like terrible interlacing issues. Like whenever I'd move, you'd see like the whole screen like turn to lines, and then it would just like stabilize again. But at the time, I was just like, whoa, it's steady. It doesn't look like poop. Well, at least I didn't think it looked like poop back in the day. And I could zoom in like pretty far. Like I remember going to Odaiba when they had the original RX-78 Gundam out there instead of the Unicorn Gundam. Which, by the way, I think once I get the new camera, definitely gotta pay a visit for sure. Definitely. Um, Getting some sweet pics and vids and stuff because my friend Alex from Sub Tokyo, he made a video on the RX-78 Gundam, which is in Yokohama, and I have yet to visit the Odaiba one, the Unicorn Gundam that they replaced it with. So, feeling pretty froggy, and definitely want to get some pics, get some vids in 4K, you know. And plus, with the full frame sensor, like, you just get more data. So, in addition to videos, I also want to take more pictures. And I think that's one of the other things that sold me on getting a new camera was I tried taking pictures with the G85, and they were okay, but like there wasn't that big of a difference in quality between that and what I would take with my cell phone. And I noticed it a little bit when I was down in Yokosuka making that return to Yokosuka video, because when I went to my old apartment, that's when the sun was setting, so I decided to get a couple pictures with my cell phone as well as with that camera. And honestly, like, the pictures were pretty comparable. If anything, the cell phone actually, I thought, looked better. You know, more color details and all that kinds of stuff. But I didn't really think anything of it at the time. But once I tried taking pictures of the cherry blossoms this year, I was just like, fuck, man. Like, I gotta get a new camera. Like, this ain't happening, man. And plus, you know, with freelancing and all these other client gigs, it's like, you know, it'd be one thing if this was just like my hobby and kind of left it at that. I'd probably be fine with just the G85. But since I'm actually doing like client work and stuff, and you know, we're getting more and more of that, like, you know, it's best to kind of step up production a little bit, you know. Plus, it's always good to get new gear. I think, you know, you kind of get that little new gear high, and it gives me a little more motivation to get out there and make some vids. And especially since it costs so freaking much, you know, it'll give me a little more motivation to get out there and make some return on that investment, if you know what I'm saying. So, all right. So let's see here. Hey man, what's happening these days? Yo, what up, Tricky Ricky? Anything going on? Jobs or projects? Hell yeah, man. We just talked about that actually. Also, climaxes of the phone is delicious. The food's delicious. Yeah, yeah. Eric definitely got that from Mark for sure. I think even he would say that. I don't think it would be too difficult to learn the menus, even if it's Japanese. Well, that's the thing, Brock. It's not that. Like, I've had a Japanese camera before. I remember getting a Sony A5100. I already had the English version, but I also wanted to get a second one as like a kind of a spare. And I didn't know about the all Japanese menu at the time, and I should have known something was up when I said I was going to buy it. And like the guy was like kind of leading me through the store, kind of talking to me and kind of boozing and schmoozing, and they had this like big sort of thing. It was like a big to do when I bought the camera. You know, everybody's like, "Oh, merito," and you know, they bowed and stuff out the store, and then they all clapped. You know, I was just like, cool, dude. I mean, I just bought like a, I think it was like Gomon or Rokuman, so like $500-600 at the time. So it wasn't even really all that much. So I was like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. Japanese are so polite, right? But yeah, I was just looking through the menus, and yeah, I could figure that shit out. But it's not really about that. It's more about the resellability. Because I know that after a while, as new gear comes in and old gear gets older, you just gotta cycle shit out after a while to help buy new gear. And yeah, while in Japan, the Japanese model would definitely resell. You know, if I wanted to appeal to a wider market, it'd be best if I got the international version, which also has Japanese. So, it just makes it easier to sell. Because I remember when I was selling my cameras back when I was in America, that particular one was a bit of a hard sell. I'm lucky I even sold that thing to begin with. I didn't think I was going to sell it at all for a while. So I think, we got ourselves a little shaker shaker. Ooh, I feel the shaker shaker. You guys see that? A little shaker shaker. Get myself a little shaker shaker. The way I can tell it's like an actual earthquake is if I'm looking over at my my clothes that are on the hangers, and if I can see them moving around a little bit, because the air conditioner never blows in that direction. So even if it's like on full tilt, like they're not gonna move at all. But if I think like, oh, are we having like a little earthquake, a little shaker, then I look over at the clothes, and that's kind of my barometer. So, caught that shit live. Oh no, earthquake in Japan. Oh shit. Anyway, I gotta tweet my obligatory. No, obviously, Jesus. Obligatory Japan earthquake tweet. Hey. Okay. Alright. Had to tweet it. I had to do it to him. But yeah, that's what. Anyway, getting back to what we were talking about before the friggin' earthquake interrupted us, as it's wont to do. Yeah, with the Japanese camera, like, for my own uses, like, it'd be fine. I can figure it out. Because the menu placement and everything is the same, no matter what language it's in. And plus, a lot of the camera terms are in gairaigo, so pretty easy to figure out regardless. But like I said, just for the resaleability, when I eventually do sell it off in a few years' time or whatever, it's just easier to resell the international version versus just the Japanese version. So that's my TLDR for that. Anyway, what sucks about Odaiba is there's not enough convenience stores to get beer. Yeah, that's for sure. It's mostly just like a fun little day trip. You just go, you see the sights, you do the thing, and that's all there is to it. I've ever stream sniped someone? Am I? I mean, back when me and Hambone were friends, like, and he was streaming from the guest house, I'd walk in the room and just kind of sit next to him in the chair and just kind of talk for a few minutes, and then I'd go out and do my thing. I mean, that's about as close as I got to stream sniping people. But as far as like the IRL streamers out in the wild, not really. It'd be kind of funny though. Yo, Angel, what's up, dude? When do you plan on Bleach? Oh, Beach. Jesus, sorry, had anime on the brain. Stream on the beach. So yeah, for sure. So right now I'm going through some difficulties with the Fudo-san. Well, not really the Fudo-san. It's the guarantor companies. So the Fudo-san and everybody else, even the Oya-san, the owner of the apartment that I'm looking at getting, are like super on board with me getting it. But it's just convincing the guarantor companies to want to invest in Mr. Markogen over here with my cheeseburgers and guns. Bang, bang. So, yeah, it's been a few months. They haven't really contacted me. They're still going through different companies and stuff like that. So, yeah, unfortunately, I think right now I've just kind of given up on moving, just because, kind of is what it is. And plus, moving into like an apartment on a student visa, can get a little risky, especially on their end too, because they're looking for people who are going to stay in for the long haul, and especially after old Colonial Macaroni happened, like there's a lot that can happen very quickly, so it'd be kind of hard to, like, you have to be kind of flexible with where you're at. You know, like if something were to happen in a guest house, that's a lot easier to get out of Dodge. You know, versus a lease where there's a lot more paperwork involved and it's just like a whole to do, and you know then you gotta like find another apartment, which it took you for freaking ever to find the first apartment. So it's just like, you know, it's very Mendokusai for now. So, you know, I think it's probably just best to just kind of hang tight for now. Yeah, totally, totally. And that's another reason, you know, I want to go out and make some more vids with the new camera. You know, because I'm gonna be going down to those areas anyway. You know, hanging out with Eric because you know he lives down that way. So, yeah. In addition to like filming stuff for him, you know, I can film my own stuff down there, and plus I gotta revisit Kamakura and Enoshima both. Enoshima technically was my very first Japan video, chronologically speaking, because I remember when I first got to Japan, one of the guys from my ship took me out that weekend to hang with his friend and his girlfriend out to Enoshima, and we just kind of chilled out at the beach and had some spaghetti and stuff, and I was like, huh, Japan, huh? Oh my god, it is pretty good. Actually, actually on Enoshima, yeah, it's pretty steep. Like I was kind of surprised because you know it's an island and like the walk to Enoshima is pretty nice. You know, nice flat and everything. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it's pretty all right. But then once you get to like the higher parts, it's like, ooh, this is up there, man. And just looking at it, you know, from the shoreline, it doesn't look like that high of a place. But once you're on it, man, like it's pretty up there. Like I remember I had myself a little hike around, and there was this little shop that sold black vanilla ice cream. So it's just like regular vanilla ice cream, but it was all like colored black and everything like that. And I was like, this is so cool. Took a picture of it. It's on Instagram, deep in the archives. But yeah, that's where I got that from. But man, there's that old Shonan magic, man. Oh dang, cool. That'd be awesome. Oh man. Yeah, that's one of the cool things about kind of getting away from like the Tokyo area is that there's more like you know, there's kind of that abandoned building sort of thing, and there's like a lot of them that are out there, and just there's a lot of stuff you wouldn't see in the big city, you know. That's one of the cool things I like about not living in Tokyo. As far as would I visit the abandoned buildings, probably not, because you got to worry about all kinds of critters and mold and shit that's in there. It's not really my style, but I do love watching those videos. What are they called? Like Haikyuu, something like that. Jesus. Oh, there was a blog that I used to follow. What was it, Michael Gakuranman? I think Gakuranman used to do it back in the day. Michael Gakuran, where he used to like go into like abandoned buildings, and he went to this abandoned island. That was one of his big gets. Just walking around the different buildings and stuff like that, like old hospitals and shit like that. It was really fucking spooky. And I really love doing, you know, looking through that stuff. But as far as me actually doing it, yeah, no. I don't want that shit to fucking, the floor to like cave in and me break my leg and, well, this is how I die. Nobody else coming for me. Shogunai. So, but it's cool to look at for sure, from the comfort and safety of my guest house room. Oh my gosh. But as far as other less dangerous things out in that area, yeah, Fujisawa is really cool. Like that whole coastline, man. Like that's something I really want to do. Like I go down to like Hiratsuka and like the Oiso area. That's where I was planning on moving. Actually, was down there. Trying to find a place. But just that whole thing just is such a good vibe, man. Like it's mostly just like older folk who are just kind of chilling out. They're either retired or just doing whatever. You know, it's not the whole hustle bustle of the city, which has its own charm too. Don't get me wrong, but it's kind of something nice to more the slow life of coastal seaside Japan. You don't really get a whole heck of a lot of it on YouTube. It's all about this fucking ramen in Tokyo. You know. And speaking of tasty treats, this pun is not getting eaten as I'm talking. So as I've been saying earlier, pan getto. So I'm just kind of eyeing this thing. I'm like, Oh man. I remember there's a taiyaki place with the anko inside on that little strip down Yokosuka, down Blue Street. Yeah, exactly. Tokyo or Osaka. And even with Osaka, it's not really that many views on Osaka compared to Tokyo, of course. You know. Oh yeah. That's a good shit right there. Yeah, gotta look at the anko cut right there. Hopefully it's in focus. It's hard saying it with this camera, but you get it. So yeah. And even back when I was doing the original Ancient Japan series, like I wanted to do like more obscure parts. Wow, that's interesting. You know, like I wanted to show off different parts of Yokosuka and other parts in Kanagawa, and I still want to do that because there's still a lot more of Kanagawa to explore. And it's not like Kanagawa is this obscure place in Japan. It's not at all. You know, Yokohama is the second biggest city, metropolitan area in all of Japan. And then you got Kawasaki, which I think is like fifth, something like that, fifth or sixth. So even just where I live, it's not like I'm living fucking BFE out here either in Kawasaki. But no. You know, I definitely want to go back to the Daibutsu for sure. That was actually one of my favorite videos of the original Ancient Japan series. It was the Kamakura Daibutsu. Got to go inside of it because it had like little like window vent things in the back to like let the air move through it. So like it was open and you could like walk inside and look to see like how the how it was constructed, and how also I think it was in like the 60s or 70s they had to reinforce the neck so you could see like the neck brace for the Daibutsu's neck. And it was like really cool, and it showed you like the different construction techniques, like different stacking, layering techniques, and it's just like really awesome. I don't know, I kind of geek out about shit like that. You know, like how do people build stuff before hammers and nails, right? Yeah, I've just been getting like so many ideas for videos out that way, and plus, you know, things are starting to, you know, so I figure why not just go out there and make some vids, do it safely, of course, you know, wear the mask and trying to get too close to people, but you know, if anything, I can cover it through voiceover. That's one of the things that I'm learning is like really good for people who don't want to speak in public, is to do voiceover. And also for cameras who aren't very good. Like, I could never, and you guys know this, because I've tried, believe me, I've tried, to be like the guy that, like, vlogs while he's walking. Like, I just, you know, it's like walking and chewing gum for some people. You know, you just can't do them both at the same time. Because I'm always worried about where my feet, where my feet, where my feet. Because Japanese sidewalks, they can have really sudden drops, or you might trip and fall and wreck your camera and wreck your face, and just like so many different things. Or you might bump into a little kid, or knock down an old Japanese lady, just kind of gimping by, and it's all these different things. So I usually do my talking segments if I'm in front of the camera, like kind of standing still, or like maybe walking just a little bit, or I kind of like walk a little path. That was another little trick that I did. So like I pretend like, oh yeah, I'm walking and doing things. I'm walking here. But yeah, exactly. Like even if you're really good at it, like shit happens, So you got to be safe. Protect yourself. Protect yourself. But yeah, so I figured with like filming and stuff, filming myself, ooh, ew. Yeah, that sounds rough, bro. Well, thankfully I'm not too tall to where I like bonk my head on shit. I know that happens for the over 6 foot gang. I know a lot of dudes who are pretty tall and they're just bonking their head on everything. But yeah, being 5'9", 175 centimeters, something like that. Well, 5'9", 5'10", somewhere in there. Definitely has its advantages. 175 centimeters, so around 5'9", 5'10", something like that. So not super duper tall, but it's like the just right height. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking pocket rockets, right, Nick and Cam? But just being tall enough to reach stuff on the high shelves, but not too tall to where you like bonk your head on things. And my feet don't go over the bed at all. 2 inches taller than Andy Milonakis. Huzzah! Right? I don't know if this is just a me thing. Speaking of Andy Milonakis, does anybody else like kind of felt weird about hanging out with somebody with the same first name as them? Go anywhere on the west coast of Japan? Well, obviously not lately, but I have visited Hiroshima before. Visited Sasebo. But that's about it as far as West Coast Japan that I visited. But with doing more for Eric Surf 6, and obviously, hopefully, if the broader situation clears itself up over time, yeah, I definitely want to visit West Coast for sure. Try to hit up Kyoto before all the tourists come back, definitely. Because I know they're hurting out there. And it's so weird to like see all these videos and stuff of like abandoned Kyoto. Whereas I remember like right before Old Colonial Macaroni happened, like I don't know if you guys remember this, but like Kyoto was looking to put up like bans on tourism because there was like so much tourism out there, so they were gonna like ban tourists from going to like certain neighborhoods and stuff like that, and they had like noise ordinances, and it was like fucking footloose out there, man. It was wild. And then the you know what happened, and the place turned into a fucking ghost town. You know? So yeah. Well, I figure, even if it is boring, like I've heard a lot of like you get templed out or shrined out, basically. Like once you've seen a few shrines and temples, it's like, all right, I think I'm good. But Yeah, for me, I definitely want to go there to at least say I've gone to Kyoto. Visit a couple temples and shrines. Obviously, visit the big ones. You know, the Golden Temple, stuff like that. Although, I really should have gone in the winter time so I get that nice clear picture. You know the one that's on like all the when you Google Japan, it's probably like the first thing you see of like the Golden Temple with like Fuji in the background and shit like that. Like you fucking Google, just Japan, just Japan. Yeah, actually, that's a different pagoda. Kind of same deal though, or it might be the same one. I think it's the same one. Yeah, all these are fucking of Kyoto, man. It's yeah, it's out in Kyoto. That's the golden one. I think. Nah, that's something else. Oh, regardless, y'all know what I'm talking about. So, for the youngest tourists, everyone's over 50. Yeah. I mean, that's all who's going out there these days, man. Like friggin' country's locked down as far as tourists go. Ain't nobody going out to Kyoto, much less Tokyo or anywhere else, really. So pretty much all you got is domestic tourism, which yeah, gotta love go to travel, right? Goodness. Yeah, I definitely want to go there. As far as like other places I want to go besides Kyoto, Fukuoka is a big one. Just because I know I've seen like a lot of videos of Fukuoka and it looks fucking gorgeous. Kumamoto would be interesting. You know, if we're down that like Kyushu area. Yeah, I've seen Spirited Away. You're talking about the like the area it was based on that like huge ryokan, basically. I think there was one that was like real that the you know was inspired or that inspired the movie rather. Something like that, right? Yeah, the Shima Onsen. Yeah. That's cool. It's Matsuyama. Oh shit, that's also they got some like dope ass beef too. You know, I've been watching a lot of these like Google Foods and sous vide everything videos. I don't know, Kohaku in his dragon form when falling said it like a snake was falling out of a tree and none of the younger. That's crazy. Oh man. Emirs knew what that looked like, but a snake holds its shape when it falls. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I've seen a couple of animals falling out of trees videos. Oh, right. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. They have snakes in Kyoto? Hmm. Didn't know that. That's interesting. It's a fun factoid. Or, where's the mamushi? Hmm. Ah. Where's the mamushi? Mamushi. Right. Okay. Ah. Most venomous snake in Japan.
Hey guys.
Supposedly. Let's see. dead one. This guy's just going out for a walk around Narita. I guess he found himself a mamushi. Yeah, I ain't gonna fuck with that thing. Jesus. Damn, even being that close. He's pretty far away from it, but still, those things are fast, man. Ooh-wee. Yeah, too many scary critters out there for me there, guy. Coolest looking death noodle. Yeah. Whatever. Got me looking up snakes. This fell from a tree right in front of me. Oh, shit, dude. That's wild. Did not know that. I don't think the mamushi climbs trees. I hope not. Looked like it was just in like a grassy plain or something like that. So I should be safe. Hopefully. Yeah, it's not something you hear about too often about Kyoto, so that's pretty interesting, actually. Pretty interesting. But yeah, I definitely want to, and I also want to visit northern Japan a bit more as well, because, you know, old Chris Broad definitely makes it look good up there for sure. You know, I saw his video where he visited the northernmost point of Japan. I was like, that's literally and figuratively pretty cool, you know. So there's definitely a lot to see up in Hokkaido for sure, and Eric likes to do a lot of trips up there as well, you know, doing snowboarding and stuff like that. And I don't know if I could get in something like that. I'm not very athletic, but that'd be kind of fun, you know. To like see the sights. Go to like the ice festival and stuff like that. I mean, if it'll be around next year, I mean, who knows? Gotta take it one day at a time as far as these things go. But hopefully, you know, things are slowly getting back to a sense of normalcy. We'll be able to see things open up again. Oh my god, that butter miso ramen just, ooh. In addition to other things, one of the videos that I definitely want to shoot for Eric, and it's a video I've edited like 3 or 4 times for the different trips that he's gone up there, is of Niseko Pizza. It's my all-time favorite place that I've ever edited an Eric mealtime for. I've edited like 3 or 4 of them at this point, and they're all freaking amazing, dude. And it's like, man, I really, especially with like the newer camera gear and just, you know, me being there, you know, knowing the different ways to like handle the camera and stuff like that, and getting like awesome B-roll and stuff like that. Just, I definitely want to do that place justice for sure, you know. But you gotta find a balance, you know, shooting with guys like Eric who are very like spontaneous and in the moment, and we gotta go and all this other stuff. It's like, no, hold on. You know, just gotta reel them in a little bit. You gotta be like, chotomate. You know, we gotta get some B-roll and get this, that, and the other. So, yeah. You know, I like to be a little more prepared and make sure you have some B-roll, because even if I don't use it, at least if I need it, it's there. And that place has just such a good atmosphere, and the food just looks freaking amazing. It's just, I could never edit an Eric Surf 6 video hungry. Like, I always have to like make sure I eat something either while I'm editing it, or like before I edit it. Because if I go in hungry, it's just like, it's over. And chances are I'm probably going to get something extremely unhealthy to kind of help make up for it, right? I'm not going to be like watching Eric Surf 6 video and be like, yo, let's get that green smoothie action going on. Get a banana, broccoli, and some spinach. Load that bitch up. Even though he's the one that's like convincing me to do smoothies and stuff. And to be fair, they are pretty good. So I've just been slowly incorporating stuff like that in my daily diet. But yeah, I want to be somewhere in Japan where it just snows for like a week with onsens. Well, pretty much anywhere in Hokkaido will get you that, man. There's no shortage of snow or onsens. And in fact, I don't know if this video is out yet. I think it is. Where Eric Surf 6 goes on a cruise. He went from Hotaru, or Otaru, I think it is, in Hokkaido, which is like a known like seaside port, obviously, to Tokyo, all on a cruise ship. I don't know if that video is out yet, but it was cool, like seeing him kind of splashing around in this little hot tub type onsen, even though it's not like a natural spring, obviously, but you know, it's all heated and you get to see like the snowfall on the sea and splashing around and stuff. It's just like cool. You know. Then he did like some outside like cold therapy exercises. It was really awesome. I gotta know if that video is out yet, because I edited that for him like a while ago. So let's see if it's up. Cause that was a legit good video. Let's see. Is that it? Oh yeah, it is. It's from Otaru to Niigata. So, yeah, he did release that one. Only 34K views though. I mean, it is better than his other stuff, but still, like, this is a banger video, man. Jeez. Oh my gosh. Alright, we'll switch it over so you guys can see what I'm seeing here. So, yeah, the Fancy Fairy Suite Room and Dinner. You get to see, you know, this sort of. Come on now. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but. Damn it. Yeah, there was like, he couldn't find his room and took a while, and then they got this set thing. Where is it? Come on. Yeah, it's the thing outside. Yeah, this was with his little Sony action cam. Which, the mic is very sensitive. Like, if you're holding onto it, you get a lot of mic handling noise, and it's just so fucking annoying to edit for sometimes. Because it's all shaky and all over the place and stuff, but he likes using it because it's easy to fuck with. But yeah. But I think I put an edit in there somewhere. Could have swore I saw something. Well, regardless. Let's get to the. Oh, where is it? There it is. So it's in like, there's a little onsen area where it's just splashing around because, you know, well, you can't see because it's dead at night, but there's like waves and stuff, and yeah, just splashing around in onsen, fucking over the cold seas. Like, what the heck, man? Some pretty wild stuff. And then there's he's doing cold therapy exercises and stuff where it's fucking snowing. Like, look at that. I decided to include the whole thing just so that way, because he's only out there for like 5 minutes, but it's like part of the deal. And ended it all in true Eric Surf 6 style fashion with a beer. Sapporo beer, of course. Outside chilling, literally. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Alright, switch it back. Whew. Alright, guys. Well, I think I'm gonna head out. I gotta take care of some stuff before class here. But yeah, I just wanted to come on, and if you guys just missed it, so just a quick little recap before we head out. I'm going to be coming back to the Andy Japan channel, making them vids, talking about my experiences studying abroad in Japan. It's going to be part of the Q and Andy Japandi series. I already have like a whole bunch of questions loaded up that I'm going to answer. Probably do like 5 or 6 of them in a video, something like that. And we'll just go from there. And hopefully, once the series picks up, we'll be answering your questions as well. So, with all that said, guys, this is the Andy San. It's time for now. As always, forever. We'll see you next time. Catch you later, guys. Bye.